Been around for like 5 years. Can I just adjust the stand? Hello, everyone. This is your faithful Amanda Splatts. Let me know how the audio is. I noticed some real problems during my Clax stream yesterday. My little improv Clax stream. And I do apologize for how fucking bad that stream was. Because of the music in that fucking game. I forgot how bad the music was. I usually just used to play it with sound effects on. Because the music was fucking hot dog ass. But I also noticed that my mic was not up to snuff because I had my fan going. It's been so fucking hot in here in Majavre. Even in February, I've had to have my fucking fan going. So I moved the microphone on one side of the bed. Fans on the other side. So if the audio quality for the mic is not up to snuff, let me know. I'll try rearranging a couple things. Because the mic seems to be a little more powerful than I give it credit for. So today, I'm going to be trying my hand at writing some fanfiction. Writing my senpais, my cowhighs, my adjacents, my mutuals. Whatever you fucking call them. The people I admire in this industry. I'll tell you, I'm a little fucking nervous. Not only because I want to make sure I do them justice when I write them, but also because, like, I'm gonna have to read shit in their voices, and I'm not good with that shit. Like, BlazBlue Central Fiction, reading that was kind of practice, because I had to keep track of, like, 35 fucking voices. Oh, well, good morning, Malone. You must be tired as fuck, right? Like, I know you were up for the Jawoon stream, and I hope you got some sleep, my brother. Jawoon, oh man, Jawoon had the fucking stream of all streams last night. and that's kind of what I love about FlaVR, man. Like, even when I'm not streaming, even when I'm, like, doing a light schedule like I am this week, because I got so much shit to do. I gotta go into town, deal with, like, bureaucratic shit. There's always something going on. There's always someone streaming. Overlap hell. And it's fucking great. Because after being a performer, I can just lean back and be a fan again. And it feels so fucking great. Going into bed, fall asleep during it. Well, hey, I hope you had visions of jacked, gorgeous, muscular tiger femboys with thigh highs rolling around in your fucking head, Malone. Because the story's gonna focus on you. Well, not focus. It is still gonna be about Amanda, but you're gonna be like the main other character as well. I've actually went ahead and messaged like 15 different people. Like, I got okays and replies and notes from so many people, I don't think I'm gonna cram them all into one story. Either that or the story is gonna be really going long. Now, the thing is, problem is, I think this will be the first time I don't finish a story in a stream. But the next 3 weeks are gonna be Fire Pro. The next 3 weeks on the spot are gonna be the WWE Fire Pro tournament. Because I got shit to do in afternoons. So we're gonna, instead of the usual 25, 30 match cards, it's gonna be 3 episodes that just have 15 matches each. And it'll eventually be leading up to a PLE. I called them pay-per-views back in the day. Now they're PLEs. It'll be happening on my birthday, March 22nd. Check my channel. I've already got a lot of preliminary rooms up, placeholder rooms for it. Although, again, with the recent issues with my father's health, every single thing you see up there is preliminary. The times and everything, it's all preliminary. I may have to disappear for a while. Mother Splatts actually texted me last night. Father Splatts seems to be doing better. Like, he's still confused. But that's kind of a thing now with him. But physically, he seems to be doing better. If he wasn't, I don't think I could do the stream this morning. But, we may not finish today, man. Like, I don't plan on going longer than 4 hours. So, we might have to do one of these on a Sunday. However, that's okay, because the game I picked for this Sunday stream, or long-form Sundays, Jet Set Radio. I remembered it being a lot fucking longer. No, apparently you can get it done in like 10 hours. And maybe a little extra if you try to find all the graffiti souls collectibles. So we may just go ahead and slip more writing in there. Because I wanted to do the 3 wrestling streams so we could go ahead and have the finalists for the PLE on my birthday, the 22nd. And just doing a little bookkeeping while I get people rolling in, see who wants to stop by. Just double checking my notes too. Like, I know I don't have to get people's permission to use them, but I like to. I like to make sure they're okay with whatever, because I don't want to piss anyone off. And I know I'm going to piss people off trying to do their fucking voices. I'm not good at that shit. If you watch my playthrough of BlazBlue Central Fiction, you know I'm not good with that shit. And I voiced the protag with Sarah before, so that's how fucking bad it got. So, right now, this is gonna be a little bit of different writing stream than the last ones. Number 1, I have a whole bunch of fucking ideas. So there may not be as much thinking a story through, thinking an idea through, as there is me just dictating what I write. Like, I've been thinking about this all fucking week. And I think I've mapped out what the Majavre is. Or at least the amount of information about what the Majavre is at this time. And it's also going to reference a couple of streams that you may not have caught. Including one where I did a 4 hour, I think it was 4 hours, We'll get at that. We'll get to that if we get to that point, if we introduce that character. But if I remember, I'm going to go ahead and unprivate a couple of streams. One hosted by General Bun Bun Beauregard, and one hosted by Juliet Romero, who not only will potentially be characters in this story, but you'll be seeing them on Friday night. I'm not telling you too much more about that. Just look at the thumbnail for the Friday night stream. And I don't know if I'm going to be even able to pull that shit off. I'm just trying to figure that shit out. I saw the bomb, but you were there for Radio Free Majavre also. Like Juliet said, you quote unquote called in for that one, where it was just the fucking vampire survivors for several hours, just standing still. But yeah, General Bun Bun, I've written about her previous. It's kind of old, and she's actually gonna play a role in the story too. Like I got a lot of shit planned. I got a lot, but I just want to go and get it out. And this is the trap I run up to myself. I have tons of great fucking ideas, but I don't have a habit of like lining shit out, writing an outline, etc. I just fucking go ham. And that's why I proofread all my shit as much as I do, to make sure that everything is cohesive. Like last time I did catch myself with kind of a continuity error, and that's why I go over everything. One of the reasons I go over everything at the end of any of these writing streams. To catch that, and like, if I want to show someone something, like, I don't want them to have to sit through the whole stream if they missed it. So I'll just like link them to where the rating at the end starts. So let me know if the audio's fucky. Like I got my traditional background, but like my favorite fucking background music. I found this off of Instagram. It's fucking great. I love it. I originally gave it to Sandroom, but now Sandroom is no longer a regular part of this channel. So I kept it for myself. It's like the weird font you'll see sometimes on the Desert Mysticism page, or like, but the full screen page. There is a weird font. It's called Nothing You Could Do, and I found it through the Septimus chat, which is the program that you use. You look above me right now. That's how it's transparent. I entered that as kind of like a code when I put the URL for the chat in. And there was a text called font called Nothing You Can Do, and it's really fucking. I did not realize it'd be so easy to fucking download a new font. Like you just go to Google Fonts, you find the font you're looking for, and you just click install, and it puts it in everything. It's so fucking easy. I do that with myself sometimes though. Like I will not upgrade shit or look into how to do shit for a while. And by the time I get back to it, it's made so ridiculously easy. I gotta keep an eye on shit, man. Can't be this old fucking hag falling behind technology, because technology keeps changing faster and faster. Like AI and shit keeps changing faster and faster. Oh, I'm rambling, man. I'm fucking rambling. So, like I said, I apologize to any of my senpais in advance. I will fuck up your voice. But I hope not to fuck up your soul. Now, luckily this morning, like right before I went live, I heard back from one person that I absolutely wanted, kind of needed to get in. Rambling. Yeah, I'm practicing yapping, man. Like, that Babaniku Summit Yumi and Nicola did, that was fucking fun. He tried to get me fucking demonetized at the end, but I still had a great fucking time. So yeah. I heard back from one person. I was waiting to hear back. Like, I know I don't have to get anyone's permission. I know. But I like to. Just to make sure they're on board with it. So I've gotten the okay from like 15 different people. And so I may not be able to write all of them in, but I have kind of split off who they would be with. So like I said, I got shit to do today. Probably won't finish, but we may do we may break up. That's the bottom. We're gonna be doing wrestling for the next 3 weeks in this time slot, so I can get the WWE WWF tournament done and ready for the Majavre pay-per-view and Desert Mitzel pay-per-view on the 22nd. So we may be doing a writing stream on Sunday instead. Because Friday night is the death slot. That's just so I don't... Just so I have a stream, so I'm not streaming. I'm not going without a stream for 4 days straight. That's basically like a random, like, discard slot, the Friday night death slot. Unless it's a collab. Sometimes it's used as a collab, and then it becomes like the most important thing of the fucking week. Because I do want to collab. I do want to reach out to people. And this, I want to reach out to people doing what I can. And I know my skill set and my fucking tech is horribly limited. And this is one of the ways I can do it, man. So I know where I want to start the story of this one. I know I want to start at the motel, California, where Amanda lives, in Majavre. For those of you who don't know, we did, like, maybe a few weeks ago, we finally named the desert. It's Majavre. It's a combination of the Mojave, like, down, like, Nevada area, and Majavre, the sacred city from Fear and Hunger. So I always have problems I try to come up with a good opening line. Something that'll fucking draw you into the scene. Like, I know who is where right now in my head. And I know how I'm going to introduce certain other characters. There's probably just going to be a lot of introductions right now, and we'll get to the plot later. Because I wanted to do a little bit of exposition about Majavre and why, after it being this mysterious, nebulous place for so long, now people are finding it and are able to travel to and from it relatively easily. There's a reason for that, and it ties into something. And like I said, I don't even know if we're going to get to all the other senpais. But you know, I'm wasting fucking time thinking about what I want to write instead of what I fucking write. Let's put pen to paper. I also warn you, I might be going a little slower than usual. This setup is real fucking annoying when it comes to trying to type. I bought a stand. Because the rig was overheating way too fucking much. So I bought a laptop stand. I have not had problems with overheating or shutting down since I bought the stand. But it also kind of makes it a little awkward to type. So you may hear me fucking scooching around and roll. Because my fucking chair doesn't have wheels or anything on it. So, just, like, I don't want to cut into the fucking carpet or anything either. It's these problems that I fucking make for myself. Dr. Pepper, get your shit together. Alright. So I know who I want in the first scene. And I know how I want to, and I get into the second scene and then the third scene. I just need an opening line. I'm setting the scene. The old ramshackle Motel California was slowly running away in its prime structure roadside real estate, standing in the shadow, not leaning. Because this is an old fucking place. Probably not as old as Malone's old first place. It's fucking old. And that's why it's relatively affordable. The old ramshackle Motel California slowly running away in its prime structure roadside real estate, leaning in the shadow of the towering battle mech. I don't know if that's a proper term. Battle mech. Old fucking music. Battle mech that arrived there not a couple hours earlier. Sneak. Start. Maybe not Adobe. Like, maybe that might go a little bit too far with the Majavre aesthetic. I almost pictured it being Adobe. Let's go with Adobe. Nah, if it's rotting, then a bit like wood. So Adobe wouldn't actually fit. The sleek, reflective steel with a stark contrast to the southwestern aesthetic, the pillar of something new and futuristic in an old and rotting world. Kind of a metaphor for VTubers in the fucking desert. If it helps tropes open for word ideas. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for stopping by, Darian. Yeah, I think I've got, like, I don't have Brave or Discord running just to save resources. But I got CPU 67, memory 69, nice, right now. So I don't think it would fucking kill anything. No, I got my work phone. I could just look up shit on my work phone, because I got my personal phone with a chat open. So I can just look shit up on my work phone. They don't fucking care. As long as I'm not looking up, like, porn or anything, they don't fucking care. I have something called the desk. That's a thought. It's a thought. It's just I have all these fucking ideas in my head. Things putting them down. What else? There you start. Ah, fuck, I forgot what my apartment number was in the story. What was my room number? fuck. I think it was 21 because of the fucking blackjack. Desk duck is a term for random objects idea. Oh, I got a few things around here. I got like fucking cards and little statuettes, and I got a fidget spinner, man. You remember that shit? Back when fucking everyone had a fucking fidget spinner for like a minute. I love those things because I may be autistic. Fuck, I probably got a lot of shit that I'm diagnosed with. I never couldn't afford to get like actually officially diagnosed with. But I love those little fucking fidget spinners, man. I got that. I got one of the little fidget cubes. But I try to keep it somewhat clean, like when I'm typing, because of how fucking awkward this is. But I'm sure I'll get into it. Like I won't even notice it once I get going. Start loud giggling cut. There you go. Start loud giggling cut through the otherwise quiet desert morning. That laugh barely permeated in 21. As a broken down old roadkill of a hag. Not hag. I'm a fucking hag. Leaned her head back, reclining on a bed that was far too large for its surroundings. Like most things, Amanda had gotten it on sale and just made everything else fit on. This is a huge fucking bed. I've talked about my huge fucking bed before. I love it, but I got it on sale and it's too big for this fucking place. But, like, so I use it for my desk. Like, my fan and my mic are sitting on the fucking bed right now. Just to space them out so you don't hear the fan going on the mic like you did during the clack stream yesterday. The mic was right next to the fan yesterday. Probably wondering why it's supposed to, because some issues can solve themselves by speaking it out loud. Yeah. Like, I will... Like, when I write alone, when I'm not on stream, I don't talk everything out like this. But I do read everything out loud when I'm done, even when it's just me, to make sure it all sounds good, it all feels good. So I do that much. Like most things, Amanda had gotten it on sale, just made everything else fit around it. I know it's revived, but revivified sounds cooler. By the way, quick note, I'm okay with whatever pronouns you use, because technically anyone can be right. I am a male VA voicing a female character, and multiple characters in the Amanda Splatts project, so he, she, or they could all be correct. But since I am writing about the character of Amanda, the character of Malone, the character of Nicole, etc., I will be referring to them as female. And if that pisses you off, then stop watching. Yeah, if I roadkill woman. There's to the... Now, the pale, revivified roadkill woman Not backseat, just one of the footrest. Yeah, that's cool, man. Not a problem, dude. That's fucking cool. I understand. You're good. You're good. Now the pale, revivified roadkill woman, dressed to the knives in a suit that was tailor-made for a 6'6" bony mass of barely stapled together flesh, let out a deep sigh as she regarded the other woman in the room. Oh, cool. That's my alarm reminding me to wake up for the fucking stream. I would have hated to miss that shit. God, I gotta fix the time. Fuck. I do thanks for coming all the way out here and listening to my mid-hair shit and other TV. It means a lot that you came all the way out to Majavre to spend some time here. The other person sitting by the door, as there was very little room set elsewhere between Amanda's bed, streaming station, and workstation, gently smiled, leaning back in what appeared to be a hovering, rotating magical disc. An arcane disc meant to assist with the woman's mobility. TV away from you, two things going for them. Maybe personas isn't the right term. But she has changed like her look quite a bit over the last few years. It's always reinventing herself. And it's cool because it kind of changes with who she is in real life. Carl said thanks there. Yeah. I love the fucking 90s art, and that's why I know about all the other generational shit I could do. But I like Bing, because it still gives me that 90s OVA anime aesthetic that I'm looking for. Oh god, no, I just realized, like, again, I'm gonna cringe trying to do other people's fucking voices. It's gonna be fucking hard. And I hope they fucking appreciate, like, I'm trying. I'm gonna fucking all. I will be able to have toxic she was. It's not a problem at all, sweetheart. The disabled advocates rights advocate like, I know it's been a hard time for you between the problems with your health and you finally splitting up with San Ruby. But cutting her out of your life is probably one of the best decisions you've ever made. God, that was fucking horrible. I'm sorry, Mother TV. That was fucking horrible. I'll do better. I'll do fucking better. Oh my god. In my scatterbrain car, I've seen her four thoughts crawling at once. Yeah, Kara's gonna be a lot of fun to ride for. But as much as I respect Kara, and as fucking cool as Kara is, I would be doing myself a disservice in these streams, at least riding a disservice, if I did not start the stream with Mother Tiffy. The decision had been made seemingly out of thin air to cut San Ruby out of Amanda's channel and out of her life. The relationship between the two was toxic ever since that day over 12 years ago when Ma-E, an eldritch abomination posing as Navajo coyote spirit, patched up what was left of Amanda's corpse after she was run over by the isekai truck and sent her on her way, pocketing the girl's soul in the process. There we go. I like that paragraph because right there, like when I wanted to discuss the lore and the history of Amanda, I point people to the stream when Amanda went San Ruby, when I did the actual incident, the night that Amanda became Amanda Splatts, got run over, got revived, etc. I point people to that stream. Right there in that one paragraph, you get a nice, succinct look at the lore, and you get a general idea of who Amanda is. Am I really that scatterbrained? Malone, I will point you to the 5-hour stream where you unpacked one book for the answer to that question. I know. And I thank you for your counsel, Mother Tiffany, Amanda replied, slowly standing up and brushing herself off, placing the covers on that bed. But she's still got my soul. And this body's falling apart more and more every day. What do I do about that? Tiffany simply bit her lip. The tan tiefling dressed a simple, cool button-up shirt and long skirt, sliding her glasses back up the bridge of her nose. Me and Callie are working on it. Amanda nodded, leaving that where it lay. Made one last check in the mirror. Man, make sure she was presentable as She was just presented with the pale, cold, 6'6" pillar of flesh to be in a decent black and yellow suit, before leading TV outside the room into the harsh, blistering heat of Majavre. Overlooking the motel pool and the parking lot always seemed to have too few cars to account for its motel's occupancy level. Something's not right about the Majavre. Like, now that we know, now that basically, I will get into why, but it is now easier to get in and out of Majavre than it was during Desert Chronicle when Malone first stopped by. And I will get into that. Guard thoughts I'm hungry. Wait, what it's supposed to do? I'm forgetting. I'll get to that, Darren. I'll get to that. You heard the fucking giggling. He's around. She's around. Getting like I said, I'm writing as a character, so we're female characters. Okay, so Amanda and Keith are now outside. Fuck, how do I spell that? I've spelled it before. I guess I didn't add it to the. Come on, saving a little bit of resources by looking at shit up in my work phone. It has an HASEN. Some Pfeffer. There's no U, but otherwise I had it right. Some Pfeffer. It's a dish. It's a traditional German rabbit stew. So I thought it would be funny if the rabbit girl was named Haas. I thought it'd be fucking hilarious. Turn this back off. See the battery. Work knows not to call me on my days off. They know. I will give 150 fucking % while I'm on the clock. But I have to be on the fucking clock. It wasn't too hard to find Karl Malone. It never was. You just had to follow the giggles. As Tiffy briefly admires the massive steel golem towering over the Motel California, Amanda made her way over to her neighbor's apartment. There, in the apartment of the retired five-star general and proud lagomorphic American General Beauregard Bun Hassenpfeffer, standing among the stacks of MREs and memorabilia of a darker time in the Majavre's history, stood the giggling cosmic karma, the entity of entropy, Karma. I don't want to get too into what the Red Desert Army is. That's going to be a revelation. But as far as we know right now, it's kind of a militia. No way! Carter shouted, holding what appeared to be an old arcade shotgun. Another bit of military surplus from Bun Bun's time in the Red Desert Army. The army most likely belonging with an asterisk, as it was more of a militia, complete with red Civil War outfits. They were a group of soldiers playing at something bigger, but defending their home and battling back the darkness of the process. You're just gonna give this to me? Good shooting, the short, blonde-haired, bunny-eared old general replied. You know how hard it is to sell firearms to legitimate channels online? I'm having a lot more luck with these MREs. I made it. Thanks for Thrax at Channel High House. Hey, thanks for stopping by, bro. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to get to all the appearances, all the cameos today. This may be a 2-part or even 3-part stream. This is the first time I may not actually be able to finish a stream or finish a story on the stream. But I just want to let this go where it takes me. Thanks for stopping by, is awesome. Of arcade firearms. Well, remember there's a heavy eldritch presence in Majavre. So they may need something to battle that back. Because remember, when we first met chronologically General Bun Bun, she was confronting San Remy. Again, I apologize. I'm no good at fucking voices. No way! Kara shouted, holding what appeared to be an old arcane shotgun. Another bit of military surplus from Bun Bun's time in the Red Desert Army. Army, most likely belonging with an asterisk, because it was more of a militia. Spell that right? No, I did not. Militia. Complete with red Civil War outfits. I'm trying to cram together and kind of summarize huge chunks of lore into a couple of short, muscular sentences. For anyone who may not be familiar with my lore in Majavre, just kind of a little quick, without being too lore dumping or anything. They were a group of proud soldiers playing as something bigger, but defending their home and battling back the darkness in the process. You're just gonna give this to me? Should shoot one, the short, blonde-haired, money-haired old general replied. You know how hard it is to sell firearms through legitimate channels online. I'm having a lot more luck with these MREs. She hadly indicated the stack of pre-made meals sitting in the corner. That and the hacks. Oh, cool, thank you. Malone chirped out between giggles. It was then that the entity looked up at Amanda, grinned brightly. Oh, hey, Splatts. Ready to go? Yes, sir, Malone. Amanda rasped out. That sorry it took so long. I was talking to Mother Tiffy, trying to sort out some. It's fine, Splatts, it's fine. Malone chimed in. Your neighbor has like the coolest shit. Like, I really need to learn more about the Red Desert Army. I've never seen guns like this before. I kind of want to go try them out. I'm so fucking sorry, Malone. I'm so fucking sorry. And I will be doing that with everyone's voice, so it's not just you or TV. Like I said, today is going to be a lot different than my usual writing streams. Like, I'm not planning out or plotting out things as I go. I have a lot of ideas set up, and it's just like triping down and making the connective tissue between them. There's not going to be a lot going on in my head today, because I spent like the last week or so thinking of ideas. This is going to be about getting it all on paper. So I do apologize if it's not as entertaining as the usual stream. As Malone openly fangirled over the relics that still brought a sharp pain to Bun Bun's warm heart. Right outside, Mother Tiffy hovered around Malone's giant back, admiring the technology. The one thing she couldn't admire, however, was the thing that slid around from behind one of the most powerful legs, coiffed in a crisp white suit, even in this cruel heat. Any of y'all who played the City of the Wolves beta, imagine Kine Heinlein's suit, but like red instead of blue and white. And that's pretty much the type of suit that Sandra has. If she would slid around the next part, its face hidden from the world, featured this porcelain mask. It's cute you're trying to save her, Felicity, Sandra rasped out. She was mine long before she ever stepped foot in Castle Brightlock. You're not taking away my property. Tifa's expression immediately hardened, raising her arcane dislike to confront the Eldritch abomination, face to mask. I don't think you understand the lengths I'm willing to go through for my friends, and I consider Amanda a dear friend. Friends? Sandra openly mused with a chuckle. Amanda doesn't have friends. She has people who haven't found out what a cunt she really is yet. But you'll see. She'll drive you away just as she's driven away everyone else in her. The abomination was rudely interrupted with the sound of a shotgun click, and found itself standing masked again with Carl Malone, that manic grin ever present. Listen, Ruby! Malone giggled out. What do you think you're gonna do with a little pop gun, Malone? Sandra asked without much concern. If you're gonna shoot me, then go ahead and shoot. Okay, Malone said as she pulled the trigger. Malone, I told you were probably gonna shoot Sandra in the fucking face. Things are wigging out a little bit. Fuck. Save off. I knew you fucking would. Only Tyler don't shoot someone shot first the incident with the dance and everyone shot me in Perpetua. You are a complicated fucking man, Malone. You are a complicated man. TV laid out a shot gas, reaching for a spell book and flipping through immediately, as the porcelain shattered and the stench of running flesh filled the air. Ruby, for her part, stood standing as still and straight as ever, even with the vast majority of her face blown off, revealing a stinking morass that slid down the once pristine white suit. Morning, Amanda Malone is all staring. Hey, thanks for stopping by. So things are getting weird, and they're only going to get weirder. Steve let out a shot gasping for a spell, but flipping out immediately to the porcelain shattered. The stench of the rotting flesh filled the air. Ruby, for her part, stood standing as still and straight as ever, even with the vast majority of her face blown off, revealing a stinking morass that slid down the once pristine white suit. Where did you get that gun? Ruby asked, which technically shouldn't have been possible, since she didn't have a face at the moment. The Eldritch Horde turned its attention back to the Motel California General Bunbutt standing in the doorway of her apartment, a terrified Amanda curled up at her feet. Bunbutt just toasted the ancient evil with a can of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Morning! Not only was that a nice, shocking scene to start off the story, and to show that Ruby may be somewhat vulnerable, but also to indicate that the Red Desert Army is actually and kind of hinting at this right now, have been formed in order to guard against the Eldritch Horrors. You'll notice, like, I played a lot of fucking Darkest Dungeon on this channel, and I'm starting to get some inspiration from it. Because Darkest Dungeon is also highly vested in Eldritch Horror. But I also wanted to get a little bit of hope, because Amanda's been really fucking hopeless. And this actually, with her friends, she's starting to get a sense of hope. Where did you get that gun? Stan Ruby asked, which technically shouldn't have been possible, since she didn't have a face at the moment. The Eldritch Horror turned its attention back to the Motel California General Bun Bun standing in the doorway of her apartment. A terrified Amanda curled up at her feet. Bun Bun just toasted the ancient evil with a can of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Morning! Stan Ruby simply adjusted her tie, her face still oozing down her chest. I use the word simply too much. Is it? You can't save her. Not trying to, Malone replied. But you said you wanted me to shoot you in the face. Malone's giggles resumed as the horror company walked back into the shifting sands of Majavre, losing herself in the swirling dust of clouds. This is something I don't think I've done too much of in my previous stories, actually writing dialogue. And with a lot of people like writing scripts or something, I don't know. I don't feel like a lot of people know how to write like proper dialogue as far as like punctuation and everything. With a good story, a good script, you should be able to tell who's talking. Wow! This thing is so nice. The cosmic caroling back to fangirling over the red desert shotgun. There was like zero kickback. TV, on the other hand, hovered over to Amanda's position and gently helped her with Bun Bun's assistance back to her feet. We're going to fix this, TV consoled her old friend. I'm going back to Castle Brightlock to console with Callie and my aunt. I'll figure something out, I promise. With comforting hug, Tiffy made herself scarce, hovering off to the distance, leaving a shell-shocked Amanda and a giggling Malone as Bun Bun locked herself back in her apartment. Maybe it was time to get the regiment back together. Save. So, in just like an hour and a half, I think I've gotten quite a bit done. I've reestablished the lore for Amanda, San Ruby, Majavre itself, Bun Bun. Kind of did a little bit more on the Red Desert Army itself. And I did want this to mostly be about FlaVR and the fellow FlaVR members. But I did want mostly to focus on, like, Malone and Majavre as well. But I would be doing a disservice to my channel and all I've learned if I did not put Mother Tiffy in the story. She is someone who I have learned from long before I was your faithful Amanda Splatts. And she's a very important person. But now we got Malone with a shotgun that can apparently harm eldritch creatures. Or maybe that's just what San Ruby wants him to think. Fuck about it. I gotta get my fucking recycle. One thing about recoil is it comes from propelling the object forward as most power to do that electric railgun do the same without the powder. Very cool. I didn't want to go too much into the gun because I don't know much about guns. So I will refer to like your expertise on the matter. I will defer rather. Because like I don't know a lot about this shit. Like I may have to correct a couple things with your assistance. But I thought, yeah, like I figure any gun, it'd be nice if it didn't have a lot of recoil. Because Bun Bun is a small rabbit girl. So that'd be something that she'd be able to operate back in her heyday over a decade ago. Okay, so that finishes the scene at the Motel California. We've established the setting that Amanda and San Ruby have quote-unquote broken up. And that Malone is out there to hang out. And now she has a weapon that could possibly damage whatever San Ruby is. Which means that Amanda may somehow be able to fight back at some time. But San Ruby does still have Amanda's soul. Also, another fun fact, that a magic gun, it actually has the ability to play on beings such as ghosts, entities, potential, and such. Yeah, that's... I'm not trying to... Like, we're still very early in the story. So I'm not trying to reveal everything about what the Red Desert Army was, or what they were doing. But I think this hints long enough that they are fighting against the darkness creeping in Majavre. Now, there's going to be a little more exposition, since I wanted to do exposition about what Majavre is in this story. Because at this point, like, I know people will be watching because they want to see if they got written in. Like I said, I apologize. I'm probably not going to, like, I got so many people replying to my request that I may not be able to write everyone in. But I'm going to try if it makes sense for the story. Kind of like where it was silver bullets, magic guns get around and normal guns could not. Right, but we also don't know 100% what San Ruby is either. We know she's posing as a coyote spirit, And she does have the carry the spirit's ability to change forms. So, right there, it is nebulous right now. A lot of questions. Amanda let herself be led by Malone in the passenger seat of the massive mech. Strapped in while Malone sat down and brought the metal behemoth to life. The military marvel stomping through the desert. The people of Majavre, for their part, didn't seem that surprised. Just another morning in the desert. Amanda, trying to bring herself out of a shocked state, regarded her senpai. I noticed you got the summer look going on today. Malone nodded, steering the mech directly in the swirling desert sands, locking onto some sort of signal. Malone had cast off her usual Suikabon jacket and denim jeans for an open Hawaiian shirt and shorts. Yeah, it's been like 90 degrees out here this winter. You said it's been like 90 degrees out here this winter. Bullshit, Malone. You did it so you could show everyone at the fairground your abs. Thank you, I do like my abs, Malone replied, looking down and poking himself in his own stomach a couple times before resuming her frantic giggling. I would be remiss for all of Malone's fans if I did not bring up the legendary fucking Malone abs. Again, I apologize. This is not going to be my usual writing stream, where I try to work out, plot out, plan out things while I write. I have a lot of this shit in my head already. Been planning a lot about this. And it's just about getting it out on paper, seeing how it looks, and trying to go through the process. It's going to be a little different, a little quieter than the usual stream, but I fucking need it, and I think we all fucking need it. The air was silent, save for Malone's giggling, until Amanda spoke up again. Thanks for trying to save me. It's fine, Splats. Malone immediately replied. I'm just happy I was able to get out here. It's so weird. Remember the first time I came out here? And we went to the Vegas, kind of referring to the first stream Malone and I did to get with Lore, Desert Chronicle. It was meant to be a series so I could have various different members of FlaVR do lore and stuff, kind of like a visual novel / point and click kind of thing. But no one else seems to be interested in it. Did one episode with Malone, and I guess it kind of ended up getting fucking canceled. Like, God, had 3 months ago, didn't it? It was so hard to find Majavre. I don't even know how I got back. But now there's the signal. It's not that hard to find this place. Amanda's ears perked up at the mention. Signal? Yeah! Like, last month, there's this radio station that's been coming out of Majavre. Radio Free Majavre? Some lo-fi ASMR type stuff. It's really great to fall asleep to, when I'm not falling asleep to listening to people's streams. Malone stated, resuming her giggling. Malone admitted that he does fall asleep listening to streams, which is cool, because that means they still get the watch hours. They still be able to listen to it. That's fucking good. So yeah, that also ties into what I did. It was a stream that I'll unprivate it afterwards. But there is a radio station now coming out of the Majavre called Radio Free Majavre with some lo-fi stuff. Now, I did an experimental stream introducing. Let me pull up the picture. This is the newest character in Majavre. Pull up the picture for you. He's going a little slow this morning. I think we all are. Trying to get some logos for Desert Red South done, but the fucking AI doesn't know how to do a goddamn. Doesn't know how to do a goddamn lettering or writing. But yeah, this is Juliet Romero, the newest member of the Majavre Canon. She's doing Radio Free Majavre, kind of a test stream where she was doing my build of Vampire Survivors. Just letting the character stand there for like 3 to 4 hours, and everyone just fucking destroyed themselves against it. And it was just like doing lo-fi, chatting. It's kind of an experimental thing. I didn't private it, I unlisted it. But I'm going to go ahead and relist a couple things. And watch my Twitter. I will let you know when I've gone ahead and relisted the streams on what they were. So you can see Bun Bun and Juliet Romero in action. And yes, you cannot see her face. But yeah, that's Juliet. I actually used my old shitbag, my shitbag $35 Walmart mic, because it sounded like an old-time radio. And Sensoka actually confirmed it sounded like an old-time radio when he stopped by. So now we've established that, because it was supposed to be like, you don't know how to get in or out of Majavre, it's a mysterious place. Now we've established that there's this radio station going, and people are able to lock onto the signal and make it in and out. So I think we've done as much like establishment work as we need to right now. Setting things up, setting up the background. I want to go ahead and start bringing in some other characters. Brother, I feel bad if I don't write everyone in after asking them if they could be in. But like I said, this is going to be a multi-part thing. Probably going to go another hour or so, maybe. I've got a lot of shit to do. I wanted to at least establish the setting and a couple of the other characters for the next part. Go where the inspiration. I'm trying, Malone. I'm trying to be more spontaneous, man. Like you saw with the Clack stream yesterday. I'm trying to be more spontaneous. I'm trying to have less of a plot. But like I said, I'd hate to ask someone's permission and then not end up using it. But like this is gonna be a multi-part thing. So I'm trying to get that night. I was gonna have a scene with Malone shooting the gun at a shooting range, but we've already established it's a special item. And we've already said with him shooting Sand Ruby in the fucking mouth. There will be consequences for your actions, Malone. I'll go and follow up on this. Fuck, I'm gonna have to plug in my phone at a moment. Oh, good, I got my battery here. I don't plug my phone into a wall anymore, ever. Like, fucking ever. Like, one time I did, and like there was a power surge that fried the SIM card. So I just plug it into batteries, and then I plug batteries into walls. Then I forget to plug in batteries. I got it fucking love it. There was a weather event a couple years ago here that really fucked everyone up. And in preparation, I bought like 4 batteries, phone batteries, just in case, charged them all up. And I'm still using them. Let's see if I can do the voice without the shitty mic. "98 degrees and dry as a bone here. I'm ready to see Majavre. Your host, Julie Romero. Bring you a caffeine-free way to start your morning. Just a couple of news items before we get back to the music. Desert Mid-South has finally secured a pay-per-view deal and will be going live on a national scale in late March." Yeah, quick fucking plug for Desert Mid-South, my Fire Pro Wrestling World thing. The most Fire Pro saved my fucking channel, I swear, dude. Fire Pro saved my fucking channel. Like, this is stuff I used to do when I was younger. All alone, no one watched, and I had whole pay-per-views by myself, just simming out wrestling matches. And now, the two most watched streams on my channel are both Fire Pro. So I really want to ramp it up. And I think with this one next paragraph, we'll kind of establish everything we need to know. "Nice, right?" Malone interjected as the Desert Mid-South Fairgrounds came into view. "But it's so weird. Juliet Romero seems to be the only host they have. Like, no matter what time of day I tune in, it's Juliet Romero. But she doesn't always sound the same." That, coupled with a couple things that are implied in the Juliet Romero stream, that this may or may not be a military outfit. Plus, look up the term radio free sometime. Look up the term radio free. I think you'll I won't spell it out here, but I think you'll fucking get it. Amanda shrugged. He was too busy watching the streams with the FlaVR members to do much else these days. A little enclave of dedicated streamers had taken up most of her waking hours outside of work and family, and she was unequivocally better for it. She was no longer wandering the desert alone, trapped in her own head, like she had been for a decade. Majavre was her home, but she felt like she finally had a home now. It was hard to put into words. It was hard to put into words, and I'm a fucking writer, so that's not good. That's not a good fucking sign. Yeah, okay, so now we're getting to the fairgrounds. Now we're getting to the fairgrounds. I'm gonna start introducing a few other FlaVR members. Like I said, I didn't plan on going too horribly long today. There is gonna be a part 2 to this stream. We are gonna continue the story at some time. This is gonna be the first. It feels good, really. It feels good that we're gonna continue the story. However, I do give you a heads up. It may not be on a Wednesday. Because, like I said, I don't want this to sit for like 4 weeks. We may be interrupting long form Sundays to do the next installment of this. Like I said, Jet Set Radio. I'm gonna see how long Jet Set Radio takes, because there's 3 distinct acts to Jet Set Radio. There's the first act where it's kind of sets the scene and everything. There's the second act with Cuban combo. And then there's the third act where everything pops off. If I can get the first and second act done in one stream, I'll probably be able to finish Jet Set Radio in 2 streams. And then I'll look for the rest of the Graffiti Souls in another stream. So that's 3 Sundays, and there are 5 Sundays in this month. So I see no problem continuing this on long form Sundays, just because I wanted to go ahead and get the WWE tournament finished. Set up, rather, before the PLA. Oh god, I'm gonna have to do more fucking voices. The massive metal war machine parked itself outside the Desert Mid-South Fairgrounds. A ramshackle carnival with a small outdoor area and a couple of indoor convention centers essential for getting out of the blistering desert heat. Amanda saw, as Malone helped her out of the mech, that indeed it was getting easier for people to find and come out to Majavre, as she'd found her destination for the day. It couldn't be considered a con or even an expo. Just a small spattering of flavor and flavor-adjacent talents gathering together to meet their Majavre fans and help Amanda promote the Desert Mid South PLE Premium Live Event. That's what they call pay-per-view these days, because you don't pay for them most of the time. You get them with some kind of network subscription. But standing outside the convention center were two such adjacent talents. A tall man in a shiny blue train conductor suit, and a bald alien with 4 arms wearing a brown toga. Like some people may end up having only 1 or 2 lines. They may end just having a cameo appearance. But I do want to try to fit in like people logically where I can. Oh man. I feel so bad like doing people's voices. See if I can do those. I do not understand the topography of this place, the alien, the former warlord of Thrax, Zosimus Tarkus, openly mused. If I were to, say, start leading my various armies here in order to conduct an invasion, purely speculating, I'm not sure I'd be able to direct them from target to target. It does not feel right. I apologize, Loss. I fucking apologize. Oh God, what is Tanker Joe something? I'm trying to set up some routes here, replied Tanker Joe, the conductor. I think this place could do wonders with passenger rail, but it hurts my head when I try to plan out routes. It's like distances between all the various landmarks don't match up. It's one distance one way, and one distance the other. I'm sorry. I know people aren't going to be pissed off with my invitation, but I'm fucking sorry. See, I wanted to get Zoss and Tanker Joe because I'm so fucking happy with those guys. Like, kind of coming out of their shell, collabing with others, putting a lot of effort into their channel. Like, Zoss and Joe, I don't think they were doing a whole lot before they became FlaVR adjacents as far as streaming. But they're both really fucking going at it now. And I was so happy. I wanted to at least put some kind of cameo in. Okay, so I think with these last couple of sentences, we've established what's quote unquote wrong with Majavre. Like you've got the set pieces. You've got San Ruby's Cave. You got the Motel California. You've got the Desert Mid-South Fairgrounds. You've got the military base. I don't think we've seen the military base in the story yet. We've got the Vegas Dream. But none of these places seem to be in proper distance of each other. Like, you get lost traveling to them, but you always end up finding them. Kara giggled, making way over the group as she shook hands with Oswald and Joe. Yeah, this place is, like, really weird, right? Like the motel, the fairgrounds, that little military base with the radio signals coming from. It's like they're not really connected. It's like they're all floating around. Yeah, thank goodness for that radio-free signal, Joe replied. You've never found the place otherwise. Greetings to the cosmic caramel, Zos added. And greetings to your faithful Amanda Splatts. I keep forgetting the proper... I know proper punctuation isn't necessary if you're listening to this, but I keep getting, like, the punctuation with the more dialogue-heavy stuff. Oh, good God, Zos. So, yeah. Zos is going to be fun to write. But right now, I wanted to, like, establish a few characters. Who's here, who's at the convention center, and who's where. Right, but it's a little weird, it's a little awkward to type with the way that the laptop is right now. But I think I'm making it work. I think I'm making it work. My back is fucking up a little bit. Greetings to the cosmic caramel, Zos added. And greetings to your faithful Amanda Splatts. Amanda nodded, shaking hands, but somewhat brushing by. She was exhausted and pain, in the blistering heat and just needed to cool down before she passed out. Her spelunker's constitution betraying her again. Y'all don't know what a spelunker's constitution is? There's this old Nintendo game called Spelunker. If y'all heard of Spelunky, that was what it was inspired by. Spelunker, the guy could fall like maybe literally 3 pixels before dying in mid-fucking air. So if you got the Spelunker's constitution, that means you die real fucking easy. And I die real fucking easy. Splatts, if you're not thirsty, you should have said something. We could have stopped by... Wait, is there a convenience store out here? Kara openly asked, her voice giggling, getting softer and softer as I was staggering through the convention hall. Now I want to at least introduce 2 or 3 more characters and 2 or 3 more characters and describe the convention hall before I wrap up for the. I'm obviously not going to do the whole. I have fight scenes planned. Like anything I plan for a story can change depending on how the story goes. But I've actually got a couple fight scenes planned. But now I want to go ahead and describe the convention hall. BO. The fucking BO at one of these cons, man. Holy shit. I try not to spell check while I write. Because it kills the writing flow. But it does help. It does help. I will be reading the whole thing at the end. Like, I want to go ahead and give this out to everyone. Give the link to everyone who I brought up. So, I will, as I usually do, I will be reading this at the end. And then sending that link to people. If I mention them today. Because I know who the core cast is going to be. The Desert Mid-South Convention Hall was a prefabricated mess that had barely fit enough to stand in the barn, fit enough to stand as a barn, much less a centralized meeting place. I've been in places like that. There are a lot of fucking places like that around here. These fucking, like, the walls are just like one layer of aluminum, and you got the fucking crossbars up, and it's not a good place. It's not a nice place to spend several hours. This is for our average well-attended con, instead of the throngs of cosplaying fanboys and fangirls seeking out the place of their BO. There may be a dozen confused Native American workmen milling about, looking at the various strange creatures that found themselves in Majavre this day. The younger ones with families and children seemed drawn to Lulu, the soft-spoken Lulu Tila. I don't know why I keep mispronouncing her last name. It's Tila, not Tiala. The T-E-A is one part because she's like Arizona iced tea. The younger ones with families and children seem drawn to Lulu Tila, the soft-spoken, towering dinosaur woman, showing off her collection of plastic transformer toys and Beyblades to a room of delighted dots. The adults in the room seem more drawn to Jawoon Sugarbloom, a ripped and powerful sexual dynamo fanboy who was awakening more than a few people that day. Everyone else was mostly left to their own devices. I figured that's what would happen if Lulu and Jawoon went to a con. Lulu would be good with the kids and Jawoon would be good with the adults. I've stayed up all night watching fucking Jawoon last night. That was a fucking stream and a half, man. Jawoon knows how to... Malone and Jawoon both know how to yap. I'm trying to learn how to fucking yap. When I go into a stream, I go into it with an agenda. Like, there's something I have to do. Something I want to do. Get finished, show you. I need to do fucking yap. But I also, like, need to get more regular people stopping by and watch. Because one time I did a yap, like a Justisatsu, and nobody showed up. Or spoke. People showed up, but nobody was in chat. But I think I talked about ASCII. I talked about my huge inspiration. And it felt good to let everyone know what I'm passionate about. So Amanda's in the convention center. We've established at least that Lulu and Jawoon are in there while Joe, Zos, and Kara are hanging out outside. Hold on, I gotta go ahead and plug in my phone. Fuck. Down to like 6%. There we go. I have this thick vulcanized rubber cover on my phone. It's pretty much like drop-proof, shatterproof for like a couple stories, but it's got this little flap on the bottom to protect the plug-in section. And you're fumbling fucking about, it can be annoying to get open. Okay, so Amanda sat down on one of a dozen card tables with an old CRT monitor hooked up to it with some old gaming console. She worked for a chain wallet, promptly dumping it in her keys. I got this really nice fucking chain wallet. And I put my keys on it so that, like, they're all in one fucking place. If I lose it, it's gonna be more of a fucking problem than anything. But it'll all be in the same place. Amanda sat down at one of a dozen card tables with an old CRT monitor hooked up to it and some old gaming console. She reached for her chain wallet, promptly dumping it in her keys as she tried to find change for the various vending machines littering the. God! God fucking damn it! It's my fucking BGM. My BGM is fucking. It's been fine here and there. I've used it for multiple fucking streams. It's my fucking. It's from Pixabay. It's from Pixabay, where everything is royalty free. I have used this BGM many fucking times. God damn it. What was the last thing you saw? Like, what was the last line? What was the last thing you heard from me before the stream fucking died? I don't want to do a writing stream without BGM. That'll be fucking boring. Here. I started with joke. Fucking hell. This happened. You were here when this happened last time, Malone. You were here during the fucking Power Wash Simulator Golf stream. Yeah. I don't think I should fuck with too many resources. Add audio capture. Search. Here. I'm just gonna have to start doing this from now on. This is Japanese lo-fi radio 24/7. No copyright lo-fi hip-hop beats. And this is the reason why I have the stream going on my fucking phone, Malone. Because I don't want this to happen again. So, here. Beats by Lo-Fi Geek. Check out Lo-Fi Geek. I've used them in the past when things were running a little too when they're not too chunky, like doing a writing stream. I think I can have Brave going. You're a lifesaver, Malone. You're always a fucking lifesaver. I deeply appreciate everything. If you, that's why a chunk of the story is about you. And get me. Give me a minute to calm down. I've used that song. Song of nature, sound of nature, whatever it is. For many, many, many fucking streams. It's copyright free. It's from Pixabay, which is a website that does nothing but copyright royalty free shit. I get pictures and things from there all the time. I don't want to end the story here. I don't want to stop here for the game. But I'm so fucking angry right now. It's supposed to be one of my biggest streams in terms of the importance of this channel. And YouTube just takes a steaming festering shit on it. Fucking. I like lo-fi geek though. I like lo-fi. I do love their musical styles. Plus, even with the video going, I'm at like 67 CPU or 70 CPU, 81 memory. It takes a lot of fucking memory to run Brave. Like, comparatively on my fucking data. Okay, let's go. Let's take it back from the convention center. The Desert Mid-South Convention Hall was a prefabricated mess that was barely fit enough to stand as a barn, much less a centralized meeting place. This is far from your average well-attended con. Instead of the throngs of cosplaying fanboys and fangirls sticking up the place with their BO, there may be a dozen confused Native American workmen milling about, looking at the various strange creatures that found themselves in Majavre this day. The younger ones with families and children seemed drawn to Lulu Tila, the soft-spoken towering dinosaur woman, showing off a collection of classic Transformer toys and Beyblades to a room of delighted tots. The adults in the room seemed more drawn to Jewel and Sugarblum, a ripped and powerful dynamo of a femboy who was awakening more than a few people that day. Everyone else is mostly left to their own devices. Amanda sat down at one of a dozen card tables with an old CRT monitor hooked up to some old gaming console. She reached for her chain wallet, promptly dumping it in her keys as she tried to find change from the various vending machines littering the convention hall. But relief came to the hands of a ripped tomboy in green and pink workout gear, a dark-skinned woman who was far better dressed from the Majavre Heath than Amanda's usual thick black and yellow suit. "You good, Splatts?" Chocolate Minato, the relative newcomer to flavor and fighting game addict, casually asked as she tossed a couple of bottles of ice water. Amanda caught one and promptly poured it all over herself before actually ingesting the second one. "Thanks, Minato. You're a fucking lifesaver." "You gotta stop taking better care of yourself, Splatts," Chucker replied, taking a seat of the old CRT. "Maybe you should let me train you. Show you the ropes." "You would break me in fucking half, Minato," Amanda replied, slowly covering as Malone made her way over to the two. "Choco!" Malone yelled out cheerfully. Joko would, but he would give you it. Yeah. I'm very fucking fragile, Malone. Very fucking fragile. I'm a bony bitch. Nothing like the big, hulking, ripped, muscular Amanda art that I've been putting out. I'll make no fucking denial about what I'm into. This is going to be an ongoing story. But I did want to kind of wrap it up to a point, get to a point where I can go ahead and continue next time. So I want to at least get to one big point. I had an idea where for the underperformers to show up, but I think I'll do that next time because this seems like a logical place to kind of wind this part down. As Amanda tried to listen to pay attention to Choco talking about the classic fighting game she loved, Amanda's mind went back to the incident earlier this morning. San Ruby wasn't going away, no matter how many times Malone shot it in the face. There seemed to be no end, save for her body finally just falling apart one day. She didn't know what San Ruby was doing that held it together or why she still held her interest after all these years, but she knew her time was long. I've said this before. There is a definite end date on the Amanda Splatts project. Even though I do want to continue streaming indefinitely, as far as Amanda Splatts goes, there is an end date. That's why this is the Amanda Splatts project and not just Amanda Splatts channel. One of the reasons, at least. Clutching her head, Amanda sat up, chugging another bottle of water. She watched Choco bring the CRT to life, looking up some strange arcade board holding a fighting game she recognized in a build she'd never seen before. These people believe in me, Amanda thought. They care about me, just like I care about them. I need to stop worrying about what's going to happen to me and start enjoying the time I do have here. Now, there are no quotation marks on there. There are no quotation marks because that's her internal monologue. She's talking to herself in her head. She's not actually saying any of this out loud. like I said, there's. I'm not like figuring out shit while I'm writing. This time around, I've had most of my fucking ideas during the stream itself. Like I would sit at work between clients and think about this shit. And I have taken some extra time off. Like, my justification is that I've got enough savings to cover me from taking a lot of fucking time off in February. Because February is usually really fucking bad for me. Like, in terms of my health. Things get better once March rolls around. I need to stop worrying about what's going to happen to me starting during the time I do have here. You ready, Splatts? Choco asked, sliding Amanda into an 8-fight stick. Amanda shook off the cobwebs, trying to bring her head back to the here and now. Oh, you're that eager to kick my fucking ass, Minato? Amanda fired back. What the hell, Splatts? You're acting like we're playing for money or something. I have 5 fucking coins on Choco! Malone screamed out, further clustering the roadkill stew poured into a suit. Malone! Amanda screamed back. What the absolute fuck, Malone? The giggling filled the convention hall. And for a while, at least for that morning, I was right in the world. I think that's a good place to stop. Like, I want to continue the story. Obviously, there are more parts and there are more people who have not been introduced yet. Like I said, I wanted to do a whole scene with the underperformers, Nicola, Temp, Salty, and Soren. But I don't want to overstay a chapter's welcome. And like I said, about 3 hours or so. That's what I initially thought. So go ahead and read it through it one more time. Go ahead and minimize it for just a moment. So I can go ahead and find this section easier. Because have the background up for a moment. Because I want to go ahead and send this to everyone who had a prominent, like at least a speaking role. And I want to send this part to them, this section to them. So if they don't want to sit through the whole thing, they don't have to. And again, please forgive me. Blame my dry fucking throat and not my heart if my impression of you absolutely sucks. So this will be part 1 of Malone and Majavre. The old ramshackle Motel California slowly rotted away in the prime stretch of roadside real estate, leaning in the shadow of the towering battle mech that had arrived there not a couple hours earlier. The sleek reflective steel was a stark contrast to the southwestern aesthetic, the pillar of something new and futuristic in this old and rotting world. A stark, loud giggling cut through the otherwise quiet desert morning. That laugh barely permeated room 21. As a broken-down old roadkill of a hag leaned her head back, reclining on a bed that was far too large for its surroundings. Like most things, Amanda had gotten it on sale. Just made everything else fit around it. Now the pale, revivified roadkill woman, dressed to the nines in a suit that was tailor-made for a 6'6" bony mass of barely stapled together flesh, let out a deep sigh as she regarded the other woman in the room. I do thank you for coming out here and listening to my main hero shit, Mother TV. It means a lot that you came all the way out to Majavre to spend some time here. The other person, sitting by the door, as there was very little room still elsewhere in Amanda's bed, streaming station, workstation, gently smiled, leaning back on what appeared to be a hovering, rotating magical disc. An arcane disc meant to assist with the woman's mobility. Tiffy Weefy, a tiefling scholar who had changed classes and personas over the years in a testament to how people can and should evolve, regarded Amanda with a gentle smile. It's not a problem at all, sweetheart, the disabled rights advocate replied. You know it's been a hard time for you between the problems with your health and you finally splitting up with Sand Ruby. But cutting her out of your life is probably one of the best decisions you've ever made. A decision had been made seemingly out of thin air to cut Sand Ruby out of Amanda's channel and out of her life. The relationship between the two was toxic, ever since that day over 12 years ago when Ma'i, an eldritch abomination posing as a Navajo coyote spirit, patched up what was left of Amanda's corpse after she was run over by the isekai truck and sent on her way, pocketing the girl's soul in the process. I know, and I thank you for your counsel, Mother Tiffy, Amanda replied, slowly standing up and brushing herself off, replacing the covers on that bed. But she still got my soul, and this body's falling apart more and more every day. What do I do about that? Tiefling simply bit her lip. The tan tiefling dressed a simple cool button-up shirt and long skirt, sliding her glasses up the back of the bridge of her nose. Me and Callie are working on it. Amanda nodded, leaving that where it lay as she made one last check into the mirror. Amanda was sure she was presentable as a pale, cold, 6'6" pillar of flesh could be in a decent yellow and black suit, before leading Tiffy outside the room and into the harsh, blistering heat of the Majavre, overlooking the motel pool and a parking lot that always seemed to have too few cars to account for its motel's occupancy level. It wasn't too hard to find Cara Malone. It never was. You just had to follow the giggles. As Tiffy briefly admired the massive steel golem towering over Motel California, Amanda made her way to her neighbor's apartment. There in the apartment of retired five-star general and proud lagomorphic American, General Beauregard Bun Bun Hassenpfeffer, standing amongst stacks of MREs and memorabilia of a darker time in Majavre's history, stood the giggling cosmic caramel, the entity of entropy, Cara Malone. No way! Cara shouted, holding what appeared to be an old arcade shotgun, another bit of military surplus from Bun Bun's time in the Red Desert Army. Army, most likely belonging with an asterisk, as it was more of a militia, complete with the red Civil War outfits. They were a group of proud soldiers playing at something bigger but defending their home and battling back the darkness in the process. You're just gonna give this to me? Sure, shooting, the short, blonde-haired, bunny-eared old general replied. You know how hard it is to sell fireworks through legitimate channels online? I'm having a lot more luck with these MREs. She idly indicated the stack of pre-made meals sitting in the corner. That and the hats. Cool, thank you. Malone chirped out between giggles. It was then that the entity looked up at Amanda, grinning brightly. Oh, hey, Splatts. You ready to go? Yeah, sorry, Malone. Amanda rasped out. Sorry it took so long. I was talking to Mother Tiffy, trying to sort out some... It's fine, Splatts, it's fine. Malone chimed in. Your neighbor has some of the coolest shit. Like, I really need to learn more about this Red Desert Army. I've never seen guns like this before. I kind of want to go try them out. As Malone openly fangirled over relics that still brought a sharp pain to Bun Bun's warm heart, right outside, Mother Tiffy hovered around Malone's giant neck, admiring the technology. The one thing she couldn't admire, however, was the thing that slid around from behind one of the mech's powerful legs, coiffed in its crisp white suit, even in this cruel heat, its face hidden by the world with a featureless porcelain mask. It's cute you're trying to save her, Felicity, Sand Ruby rasped out. But she was mine long before she ever stepped foot in Castle Brightlock. You're not taking away my property. Eva's expression immediately hardened as her came to her side to confront the eldritch abomination, face to mask. I don't think you understand the lengths I'm willing to go through for my friends. And I consider Amanda a dear friend. Friends? Sand Ruby openly mused with a chuckle. Amanda doesn't have friends. She has people who hasn't found out what a cunt she really is yet. But you'll see. She'll drive you away just as she's driven everyone else in it. The abomination was rudely interrupted by the sound of a shotgun flick. It found itself standing masked to gun with Cara Malone, that manic grin ever present. Hey, Sand Ruby! Malone giggled out. What do you think you're going to do with that little pop gun, Malone? San Ruby asked without much concern. If you're going to shoot me, then go ahead and shoot. Okay, Malone said as she pulled the trigger. You would fucking do that, Malone. You would fucking do that. Tiva let out a shot gasp, reaching for her spellbook and flipping through immediately as the porcelain shattered and the stench of rotting flesh filled the air. San Ruby, for her part, stood standing as still and straight as ever, even with the vast majority of her face blown off, revealing a stinking morass that slid down the once pristine white suit. Where did you get that gun? San Ruby asked, which thankfully shouldn't have been possible since she didn't have a face at the moment. The eldritch horde turned its attention back to the Motel California and General Bunbutt, standing in the doorway of her apartment, a terrified Amanda curled up at her feet. Bunbutt just toasted the ancient evil with her can of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Morning! San Ruby simply adjusted her tie, her face still oozing down her chest, and stated, You can't save her. Not trying to, Malone replied. But you said you wanted me to shoot you in the face. Malone's giggles resumed as the horror calmly walked back in the shifting sands of Majavre, losing herself in the swirling dust clouds. Wow, this thing is so nice. The Cosmic Caramel went back to fangirling over the Red Desert shotgun. There's like zero kickback. Tiffy, on the other hand, hovered over to Amanda's position and gently helped her with Bunbutt's assistance back to her feet. We're going to fix this. Tiffy gets old her old friends. I'm going back to Castle Brightlock and consult with Carly and my aunt. We'll figure something out, I promise. With a comforting hug, Tiffy made herself scarce. Scared, not scarce, scarce, S-C-A-R-C-E. That's one of the big reasons I proofread everything. Scarce. Hovering off into the distance, leaving a shell-shocked Amanda with a giggling Malone, and as Bunbutt locked himself back in her apartment. Maybe it was time to get the regiment back together. Amanda let herself be led by Malone into the passenger seat of the massive mech strapped in while Malone sat down and brought the metal behemoth to life. The military marveled stomping through the desert. The people of Majavre, for their part, didn't seem that surprised. Just another morning in the desert. Amanda, trying to bring herself out of her shocked state, regarded her senpai. I noticed you got the summer look going on today. Malone nodded, steering the mech directly into the swirling desert sands, locking onto some sort of signal. Malone had cast off her usual Swigabon jacket and denim jeans for an open Hawaiian shirt and shorts. Yeah, you said it's been like 90 degrees out here this winter. Bullshit, Malone. You did it so you could show everyone at the fairground your abs. Thank you, I do like my abs. Malone replied, looking down and poking herself with her own stomach a couple times before resuming her frantic giggling. The air was silent, save from Malone's giggling, until Amanda spoke up again. Thanks for trying to save me. It's fine, Splatts, Malone immediately replied. I'm just happy I was able to get out here. It's so weird. Remember the first time I came here and we went to the Vegas Stream? Like, God, it had to be months ago, didn't it? It was so hard to find Majavre. I don't even remember how I got back. But now that there's a signal, it's not that hard to find this place. Amanda's ear perked up at that mention. Signal? Yeah, like last month there's this radio station coming out of Majavre. Radio Free Majavre. Some lo-fi ASMR type stuff. It's actually really great to fall asleep to. You know, when I'm not falling asleep listening to people's streams. Malone stated, resuming her giggling. She expertly flipped one of the hundreds of dials on the dashboards so complex even Amanda couldn't begin to understand them. The gentle sounds of lo-fi hip-hop, which was the style at the time, filled the cockpit as a gentle voice came through. 93 degrees and dry as bone, Radio Free Majavre. Your host, Juliet Romero, bringing you a caffeine-free way to start your morning. Just a couple of news items before we get back to the music. Desert Mid-South has finally secured a pay-per-view deal and we'll be going live on a national scale in late March. Nice, right? Malone interjected as the Desert Mid-South Fairgrounds came into view. But it's so weird. Juliet Romero seems to be the only host they have. Like, no matter what time of day I tune in, it's Juliet Romero. But she doesn't always sound the same. Amanda shrugged. She was just too busy watching the streams of other FlaVR members to do much else these days. This little enclave of dedicated streamers had taken up most of her waking hours outside of work and family. She was unequivocally better for it. She was no longer wandering the desert alone, trapped in her own head like she had been for a decade. Majavre was her home, but she felt like she had a home now, and it was hard to put into words. The massive metal war machine parked itself outside the Desert Mid-South Fairgrounds, a ramshackle carnival with a small outdoor arena and a couple of indoor convention centers, essential for getting out the blistering desert heat. Amanda saw, as Malone helped her out of the mech, that it was indeed getting easier for people to find and come out to Majavre, as she'd found her destination for the day. Couldn't be considered a con or even an expo, just a small smattering of FlaVR and FlaVR-adjacent talents gathering together to meet their Majavre fans and help Amanda promote Desert Mid-South PLE. Standing outside the convention center were two such adjacent talents, a tall man in a shiny blue train conductor suit and a bald alien with forearms wearing a brown toga. I do not understand the topography of this place, the alien, former warlord of Thrax, Zosimus Starkus, openly mused. If I were to, say, start leading my various armies here in order to conduct an invasion, purely speculating, I'm not sure I'd be able to direct them from target to target. It does not feel right. Yeah, I was trying to set up some train routes here, replied Tech Joe, the conductor. I think that place could do wonders with passenger rail, but it hurts my head when I try to plan out routes. It's like the distances between the various slang marks don't match up. It's one distance one way, and one distance the other. Quick note, anyone who's watched any of my long play series, you may figure out what I'm getting at. Kara giggled, making her way over to the group as she shook hands with Osmond and Joe. Yeah, this place is really weird, right? Like the motel, the fairgrounds, that one old military base where the radio signal's coming from. It's like they're not really connected. It's like they're all floating around. Thank goodness we have this radio-free signal, Joe replied. We'd never have found the place otherwise. Greetings to the Cosmic Caramel, Izos added. And greetings to your faithful Amanda Splatts. Amanda nodded, shaking hands, but somewhat brushing by. She was exhausted, in pain. The blistering heat just needed to cool down before she passed out. Her spelunker's constitution betraying her again. Hey, Joe, hey, Zos. I'm sorry, I need something to drink. Ah, Splats, if you're out there, you should have said something. We could have stopped by... Wait, is there a convenience store out here? Carly openly asked, her voice and giggling getting softer and softer as Amanda staggered through the convention hall. The Desert Mid-South Convention Hall was a prefabricated mess that was barely fit enough to stand at the barn, much less a centralized meeting place. This was far from your average well-attended con, instead of throngs of cosplaying fanboys and fangirls stinking up the place with their BO. There were maybe a dozen confused Native American workmen milling about, looking at the various strange creatures that found themselves in Majavre this day. The younger ones with families and children seemed drawn to Lulu Tila, the soft-spoken towering dinosaur woman, showing off her collection of plastic transformer toys and blades to a room of delighted tots. The adults in the room seemed more drawn to Jewel and Sugar Bloom, a ripped and powerful sexual dynamo of a femboy who was awakening more than a few people that day. Everyone else was mostly left to their own devices. Amanda sat down at one of a dozen card tables with an old CRT monitor hooked up to it and some old gaming console. No, it wasn't a console. It's old. That's it. It wasn't a console. It was and some old. Unlabeled arcade board. And some old unlabeled arcade board. She reached for her chain wallet, promptly dumping it in her keys. She tried to find change for one of the various vending machines littering the convention hall. But relief came at the hands of a ripped tomboy in green and pink workout gear, a dark-skinned woman who was far better dressed from Majavre than Amanda's usual thick yellow and black suit. "You good, Splatts?" Chocominato, the relative newcomer flavored fighting game addict, casually asked as she tossed a couple of bottles of ice water. Amanda caught one and promptly poured it all over herself before actually ingesting the second one. "Thanks, Minato. You're a fucking lifesaver." "You gotta start taking better care of yourself, Splatts," Choco replied, taking a seat at the old CRT. "Maybe you should let me train you, show you the ropes." "You break me in fucking half, Minato," Amanda replied, slowly recovering as Malone made her way over to the tube. "Choco!" Malone replied out cheerfully, high-fiving the tomboy fighter. "Hey, I'm happy you're both here. Check this shit out. They recently found this old alpha build of..." As Amanda tried to listen and pay attention to Choco talking about the classic fighting game she loved, Amanda's mind went to the incident earlier this morning. San Ruby wasn't going to go away, no matter how many times Malone shot him in the face. There seemed to be no end, save for her body just falling apart one day. She didn't know what San Ruby was doing that held it together, or why she still held her interest after all these years. But she knew her time was limited. Clutching her head, Amanda sat up, chugging another bottle of water as she watched Choco bring the CRT to life, hooking it up to some strange arcade board holding a fighting game she recognized in a build she'd never seen before. These people believe in me, Amanda thought. They care about me, just like I care about them. I need to stop worrying about what's going to happen to me. Start to enjoy the time I do have here. "You ready, Splatts?" Choco asked, sliding Amanda an ornate fight stick. Amanda shook off the cobwebs, trying to bring her head back from here now. You're that eager to kick my fucking ass, Minato?" Amanda fired back. "What the hell, Splatts? You acting like we were playing for money or something." "I have 5 favorite coins on Choco!" Malone screamed out, further flustering the roadkill stew poured into his suit. "Malone!" Amanda screamed back. "What the absolute fuck, Malone?" The giggling filled the convention hall. And for a while, at least for that morning, all was left to work. I like that. I fucking like that. Like next to when Amanda met San Ruby, I think this is the most satisfied I've ever been with something I've written. I just hope I've done everyone a good service and done right by them by writing them properly. So far, so yeah, thanks, Malone. Like I said, I had so much more planned. I got like fight scenes and shit in mind. But I want to hold off, get a little more feedback from people I've written about, make sure I got everyone right. And we're gonna, this Friday night in the death slot, I'm gonna try something weird and experimental. So you might want to check it out, you might not. Who fucking knows? I might not be able to do it. I gotta read up on how to do it. So yeah, that's the beginning of Malone and Majavre. Malone, thank you for stopping by. There's a reason that you're on the fucking cover, man. Darren, thank you for stopping by. Zoss, thank you for stopping by. CeeLo, thank you for stopping by, man. All my lurkers, all my second screen saints, all the VOD watchers, all the people who I wrote about today and got freaked out by my fucking impression of you. I apologize. Blame my throat, not my heart. This story will continue. But like I said, the next 3 Wednesdays, this time slot, are going to be Fire Pro. They're going to be like, they're not going to be as big as the usual Fire Pro streams I do. There's just going to be the WWE tournament. Each tournament, each stream is going to be one 15-match tournament. And each stream we're going to have one qualifier. So it's not going to be a huge thing, but we'll also be setting up the card for the PLE on my birthday, the 22nd. So it'll be three. The way it's going to be 50, there are 55 people as of right now who have held the WWE Championship. The tournament was going to be for 48 people. So we have the top 47. And then we had a battle royal for the bottom 8 to get that last spot. It was won by Rey Mysterio. So there are going to be 3 16-person tournaments that'll be on... Double check the actual dates. The rooms are up. It's going to be... The tournaments are going to be on the 5th, 12th, and 19th. With the tournament on the 22nd, Saturday. On my birthday, the 22nd. I do want to continue the story before then. Because this was me finally getting a writing stream in this month. But it's going to have to be on a Sunday. Probably going to be on a Sunday. Like, if I end up beating Jet Set Radio in 2 streams, then I'll probably break that up with another Sunday. And then maybe I'll do another run of Darkest Dungeon or something. I've killed the fucking Miller last time. So we're actually making progress with level 3s and 4s. Thanks for stopping by, Malone. I know it's early in the fucking morning for you. You were up listening to Jawoon last night also. And you got your own fucking stream today with Grub. Grub is an absolute fucking homie, man. I was not able to fit him in this time, but I definitely want to put him in next time. Grub is a fucking homie. And you're a fucking homie. You're all fucking homies. You are all fucking homies within the sound of my voice. Homies, the whole fucking lot of you. I may or may not gorilla later today. I may or may... It depends on how my errands go in town today. But either way, whether I see you later tonight, or whether I see you on Friday for Casino Night in the Majavre, I am your faithful Amanda Splatts, and this is the Amanda Splatts. Good night.